All right, we should be live. Let's get some people in here and win some money. The main contest has a ton of overlay. I just looked. It is not going to get close to filling. Let's see here. Yeah, Jesus Christ. It's barely halfway full. 2,000 out of a possible 3,100. So, might make a couple extra lines here. Let's see here. All right. Yep, I am. I'm still in Austin. Like if she's been pushing to play, so hopefully she doesn't feel that bad. But I am all in on Shakira Austin. She's been super aggressive when she's on the floor. Minutes have started to tick up a little bit. It's hard to go away from her if she's starting. If she's in the starting lineup like I'm expecting. Let's see. So Marina Mabry coming off the bench for Connecticut. Don't like that. Don't like that. Ugh. Put that in the Discord. Yeah, I think Harris is solid. I think she looks pretty good at her price point. Only worry with her is like she can be pretty score independent. Like earlier this season, she was getting the assist numbers, and like they've not been bad, 4, 1, and 4 in the 3 games since the break. But like there's not much else to her peripheral stats. She can get you some steals here and there, but for the most part, like a lot of her production is going to come from hitting her threes. So at her price point though, like I think she's a fine play. I don't mind it at all. There's like my only thing is like this Chicago and Connecticut game is just so gross. Like the total so low. Like Angel Reese over 11K. I'm just out on. Like it's a terrible matchup for AT's probably my favorite play out of this game. But do you really want to spend 10.9K on her? I mean, I think she's going to be lower owned, so I guess. I think Carter makes for a great tournament play. Everyone else is like, you're just taking shots. Like Bonner come off the bench last game, still played. She played 26 minutes, but played 26 minutes the game before. It's like they're just going to rotate Bonner, Mabry, Carrington, and Harris in, and like it's going to hurt all of them. Like I don't want to pay $9,200 for DeWanna Bonner if she's only going to play 26 minutes. Like it's just weird. I don't like how they're running this rotation. So I'm pretty well just out on that game. I think it's a really good strategy to go right back to the Atlanta starters. They're still running a tight rotation. That game went 30 points under the total. So I have a lot of interest in this game. I think the Sparks-Washington game looks really good. And then, it's Asia Wilson. She's sub 13K. Is there enough value to get to her, though? That's the main thing. And, their defense is terrible. So Minnesota still looks good. Lee or Talbot? Talbot for me just because of, I am for certain that she's going to play 20 minutes. That is, Yuru probably has a lot more upside just because if the minutes are there for her, if I can get to her, if the minutes are there for her, she can put up a big game. Like here against Connecticut last time out, 28 minutes, only 7 shot attempts, but 8 points, 7 boards, stuffed the stat sheet, 25 fantasy points. She's a good fantasy point per minute player, but the 4 games since the break, 20 minutes, shot 0 of 6. So it was nice to see her get extended there, but it was mostly due to them getting the doors blown off. So she was out there just because they were playing the end of the bench. 15 minutes and 13 minutes, and then this big spike to 28. So I don't know how much I buy into that. Whereas Talbot started last game, played 19 minutes, shot 0 of 5, but still put up 15 and a half fantasy points. And then the other two games from the break, because obviously she did not play against New York the first game after the break, 20 and 21 minutes. I'm extremely confident that she's going to play 20 minutes. And if she starts again, I would really like her again. So I lean Talbot there. For your Asia, if you're paying up, you should pay up for Asia. Like if you're going to 12K, you should go up that extra $900 and just get Asia. I mean, when she's had a subpar game, she's followed it up with monsters. So I think she puts up 50 tonight. I don't know if that's going to get you in the optimal lineup. That's the only thing, is there's not a lot of great value, but it's Asia Wilson. I have learned to never doubt that woman for any WNBA purposes or DFS purposes whatsoever. So if you have the salary to play Asia Wilson, you absolutely should. Howard or Sykes? Ryan Howard? Like, that's a pretty big price discrepancy. I don't think there's anyone else it would be. I mean, that's tough. Like, if you have the salary, I would just play Ryan Howard. But like point per dollar wise, like Sykes is one of the best plays in the slate. But I mean, if you have the salary, I would the projection wise it goes to Ryan Howard. But point per dollar, I would probably lean Sykes. Let's see here. Thought we got another lineup there. 3 from the late game. It could be. If it goes like it did the other night, and the other game's kind of underwhelmed, that game will absolutely nuke. So, because Aces just don't play defense. Minnesota plays good defense. They allow quite a bit of points, but they play good defense. They limit you to one shot, and you're out. Like you don't see a lot of offensive boards given up from Minnesota. They box out really well, so you get one shot at scoring against them. So, but they do give up some points. I will say that. All my homies hate Talbot. I mean, it is what it is. Value is pretty limited. I think of the value plays, like you're really dipping way down here and going to like I really wish Celeste Taylor was here for Phoenix, since she just signed a 7-day contract with back with Phoenix. I don't know how they're going to work that, because technically she shows that she's with the Connecticut Sun. I don't want to risk it, but I think she's going to play like 8 to 10 minutes, but obviously can't play her. I think Kabaj is a fine punt play at 3,700. I'm expecting 9 to 10 minutes. She's not a very good fantasy point per minute player, but if she hits a couple shots, I mean, she can pay that price tag off. Olivia Nelson-Adota, with as big as Chicago is, I think she makes for a fine tournament punt play. Only thing is, she's not a very good fantasy point per minute player, but every now and then she'll have games where she plays to a fantasy point per minute. So really just never know with her. And then it's really like taking shots on like Gustafson, hoping maybe she gets extended. And then you have to go up quite a bit. Like Zandalasini's scoring dependent, Bantam's scoring dependent, Stokes stinks. Wnba starts, so at 5K, I think you could play her. Lee Uru is a fine tournament play as a cheaper option. And then like Talbot, like right around that range, that's about as far as I would go. But there's some decent value. Nothing really stands out a lot. Let's see. Chicago just announced their starters. Normal, Allen Carter, Wnba, Reese, and Cardosa. So McBride or Alana Smith. Alana Smith, if you have the salary. Howard Talbot or Uru or SWK 92 forward. So pretty much SWK, Alana Smith, or Howard Talbot. I think it's like truly a coin flip. If you think Alana Smith stays out of foul trouble, it's absolutely that one. I think she has one of the biggest upsides on the slate. It's just, can she stay out of foul trouble? That's always the thing with her. She picked up 3 fouls in the first half and lost out on at least 7 to 8 minutes. And she played extremely well when she was out there. So I probably lean that way if you think she stays out of foul trouble. If you don't, I think Howard and Talbot is really close. I'll leave that up to you, but it all hinges on Alana Smith staying out of foul trouble. Sophie or Hillman? Hillman for me. Worried that Sophie's minutes may come down a few with Celeste Taylor back. So they're not going to come down a lot. I would still imagine her to play like 30, 32, but not the 35 that she's been getting. And at her current price, she needs all the minutes to really hit value. Like obviously here against this game against Chicago where she put up 32, she had the 10 rebounds. This game she was in massive foul trouble. But these games here where the 2 from the break, 27 and 21 fantasy points, like if she's only going to get like 30 minutes, I don't know if she's going to get over 20 fantasy points. So I lean Hillman just because the minutes are going to be there for her. She's going to play low 30s minutes. I don't know if Copper can give you 50 plus, but there's always the upside for it. She's one of the few players that her usage never changes. She's going to take 15, 20 shots every game. Oh, good luck. Good luck. After lock for WNBA, I got to get started on college football for tomorrow and MMA for tomorrow, and then get a YouTube video out for WNBA for tomorrow. So I'm going to be busy for a few hours after this. Asia and 5.2K utility or Griner Cardosa. What's 5.2K? Uru probably. I think that's about best. I would probably take my chances with Asia and Uru and just hope that Uru plays like 15 to 18 minutes. Just because I think Asia outscores BG by 20 plus, and then you really just need 10 from Uru to match Cardosa, and like you got the upside play, best upside play on the slate in Asia. So I would go with the Asia side. Yeah, there's a few down there. Like nothing like crazy. Kind of went over it just a bit ago. Like Onion, we're right at 5K. She starts, so she's going to play decent minutes. Bantam scoring dependent. Zandolsini scoring dependent. We just got news. Shakira Austin will start, so love to see that. Then you got like Gustafson you can take shots on. Olivia Nelson-Nadota. And then that's really like Kabaj. Those are the only values that I would chase. Is Washington front court as big as Connecticut? No. They're technically bigger because AT plays the 4. You got Stephanie Dolson, Aaliyah Edwards, and Shakira Austin. So they're technically bigger than Connecticut. So. And there you go. Washington did change up their starting lineup. They are starting Julie Van Loo over SWK. So I'm going to make some edits here to some minutes because that does change. Makes Van Loo a little safer and makes SWK look a little worse. Let's see here. Give me just a second, guys. Don't think it's going to change too much, but like to see it anyway. I'm probably going to add another lineup for sure. I just got to keep an eye before lock to throw it in there. All right, let's see here. McBride or Alicia Gray? Alicia Gray for me. I'm really high on Alicia Gray. Going right back to her. I love the spot for Atlanta here. Would you play Bonner? No, I can't get there at that price point. They're just limiting all the guards' minutes. Like all of them are pulling a few minutes away from each other. So I don't want to pay a premium for DeWanna Bonner. I do not believe Tiffany Mitchell is active. Austin is starting. Yeah, WNBA, it can run itself. Like I really like doing these streams before lock, but it really just like once I do a YouTube video, a lot of the news like it comes out early enough. I could answer the questions in the Discord, but these live streams just make it a whole lot easier. And I hate just sitting and typing on my phone. My eyes have really been strained here these past couple days. Just been staring at my phone way too much. Hayes or SWK? I would go Hayes. With SWK not starting, I have zero interest in playing her. Hamby or BG? I really like Hamby tonight. I think that it's a great spot for her. She's sub 10K for the first time since like the second game of the season. So I think it's a great buy low spot for her. Best forward in the 7 to 8K range. Definitely Shakira Austin. Right behind her would probably be I like Naz Hillman. I think Rakia Jackson and then Camila Cardoso are right there, right behind them. But point per dollar wise, I probably like Hillman better than both of them. But it's pretty close. Obviously, the clear play in this range is Shakira Austin. She's just been super aggressive on the offensive end. Every minute that she's on the floor, her and Sykes are looking to get to the basket. So Talbot is starting again at the 2. That is so weird to see. Talbot starting at the 2. Like that's so weird. Yep. I am going to play Asia in the lineup I'm about to make. My second lineup. I did not have her in my lineup, my main one. So I want to have at least one share of her. And we better enjoy this 10K to first because since this contest is absolutely not going to get close to filling, and we've already seen like Saturday and Monday we got 10K to first. Then Sunday's contest is like 2K to first. So Sundays going forward are going to be really bad prize pools. But I'm worried that with today's contest not even getting close to filling, that we might be in for some rough prize pools coming up. Wilson and Plum or AT and Tina Charles. I don't like Kelsey Plum at all today, so I'd lean AT and Tina Charles for that one. I'm just out on Plum. She's purely scoring dependent, and I just don't think she's going to be able to post another 20 real life point day again. Like she had to hit all of her shots. I think if we look back, I don't think she had 24 fantasy points against them and then 22. So she put up her best game. I think that 22 to 24 range is where she's going to be at. So I'm just out. I would much rather play AT and Tina Charles over her. Yep, getting close. Alicia Gray, Van Leeuwen, Kabaj, or Reinhard Uru, and a 4,300 player. I don't know if there's really a lot in that 4,300 range. It would pretty much have to be like Gus. I would probably go Gray, Van Leeuwen, Kabaj. Way more confident, like in the minutes. Like now that Van Leeuwen's starting, I think she's going to play like mid to high 20s. Kabaj is going to see like 10. Everyone in this 4.3 range, I just don't feel that confident. Actually, like your FanDuel lineup for once. The lineup that I had that was touching the top for a long time the other night, I hated it. I built it and I was like, this is the worst lineup I've ever seen. And somehow, like, obviously it had Lexi Hull in it, and it was the game where she made every three-pointer that she shot, so that helps. Minutes guess for Uru. I think somewhere around like that 15 range. I think that's what I projected her for. But she has the potential to play a little bit more if she's playing well. You just can never trust Kurt. That's my biggest deal is I don't trust the dude as far as I could throw him on his rotations. He changes everything. Why are you not playing Big Z more. Like, that makes no sense. Mabry or Sykes? Sykes for me, especially with Mabry coming off the bench. My worry with Mabry, I love her as a tournament play. My worry with her is when they met, the two teams earlier today, there's video surfaced. She did not interact with any of the Chicago players. She is very petty. She's going to be John, so she might get tossed. Wouldn't be the most outlandish thing, but I am supremely high on Brittany Sykes, so I would lean her over Mabry, no matter, even if Mabry was starting. DT 8600 or Alicia Gray 8500. Let's go up here. Alicia Gray, Brittany Sykes. Would you be willing to take another shot on Odyssey Sims? I don't think so. I think I would just rather look elsewhere. Minutes haven't been the best. She's not played well. She's not the same player for this LA Sparks team as she was with Dallas. I mean, she was just getting just crazy minutes with Dallas because they were so shorthanded. I just look elsewhere. I can't do it personally. It's rough, but I'm out on Sims. Bree Jones or Alana Smith? Alana Smith. Izzy, if there's foul trouble, she absolutely would. Teaspoon's another one that you just can never trust, like how many minutes she's going to play. I think I projected her for 17, if I remember right. Let's look here. Yeah, I projected her for 17. Wouldn't shock me if she gets close to 20, but it really just depends how well she plays. I think that's really the main factor there. Let me throw a lineup in here. Let's see. Want to play Asia. We want to play man, there is a ton of overlay. If you guys want to play more lines in the big contest, there is a ton of overlay. I don't think you want to play. I don't think you want to play her. She's still on Sun's roster, but I don't know if she's going to get points or not. I think they may X her out. I've never tried playing anyone like that, but I'm just not risking it. I don't want to risk taking the 0 if they come back and claim, oh, she's not playing for this team, even though she's playing for this one. I just don't think you need to go there. Copper Cabbage or Alicia Gray, 6,200 forward. So it's Izzy or Mac, probably just Izzy. Copper Cabbage. Yes, Jackie Young is a much better guard play than Kelsey Plum, in my opinion. She just can stuff the stat sheet, and Minnesota will make someone else from the Aces beat them. They won't just give Asia the keys and say, all right, cool, yeah, you can take every shot, and if you beat us, then so be it. They're going to bring help every time she gets the ball at the top of the key or down low. So they're going to dare other people to beat them, and Jackie kept the game competitive last time out. So I much prefer Jackie Young to Kelsey Plum. Griner or Hamby? I lean Hamby. I really, really like this spot for Hamby. I think it's a great buy low spot. She's not been very good since the break. Actually, I take that back. She's just not been near as aggressive, is what I should have said. Obviously, this game here against New York, they got absolutely blown out, but she come back in and played some in the blowout. She's been grabbing a ton of rebounds. She's going to get a lot of usage when she's out there. She just needs to be a little bit more aggressive shooting the ball. And we know she's going to play 32 to 35 minutes pretty much every slate. Favorite 4,100 or less utility. Oh, Probably just Kabaj. I think she's the best punt play because she's going to play the most minutes that I'm confident in. I imagine she's going to play close to 10 minutes because Tina Charles can't play all 40. So I would go there. Best value guard tonight. I don't want to say Bantam, but it's probably Bantam. Like it's gross, but it's probably just Rachel Bantam and hope she hits her shots. Like there's just not a lot of the value is pretty much just guards, like the super cheap. Is forwards. So there's not many guards that are super cheap. Carrington or T. Harris or Dangerfield, Vandal. I would play Carrington. I'm not crazy about really any of them, but she has the highest ceiling of those three. So I would go with her. Olivia Nelson, Dota, or Kabaj. Kabaj for me, more confident in her minutes. Jackie Young or Hamby, last piece in. Hamby. Ari is not playing. She's still out. Bonner or Seawill. I'll go Seawill. I'm not crazy about either of them, but I like the upside in Seawill. She's going to stuff the stat sheet. When Jackie pops off, it's a big deal. Yep. 100%. That is very much correct because Jackie's going to stuff the stat sheet. If Jackie has a good game, she probably goes 18, 6, and 6 with 2 or 3 stocks. Like she's a lot more impactful when she has a big game rather than Plum. Plum's big game is like 25 real life points and like 5 peripheral stats. And we know how bad she is defensively. She's a liability. I don't know where people think she's a good defender. Like I keep hearing that when I watch their games. Like they must be watching different games than I watch. Charles over Griner. I think it's really just a coin flip. I like the upside in BG. I think Tina Charles is going to be a lot more popular, especially from the box score watchers. They're going to look 36 minutes, 43 fantasy points, 33 minutes, 40 fantasy points, and they're just going to click her over BG. So I like the leverage play going BG over Charles, but I have no issue if you want to play Charles over her. Asian, someone under 7,100, not Uru or Hamby and Griner. Under 7,100, probably be like Julie Van Loo. I would probably just go Hamby and Griner. Like I like that balance look a lot more. Wnba or Uru, I'm more confident in Wnba's minutes. Uru has a higher ceiling, but safety play is Wnba. I think Dangerfield's fine. I'm not crazy about her, but I think she's a fine play. Her minutes did tick down a little bit, though, this last game, so be mindful of that. I got one Collier and AT or Wilson and Hamby. Wilson and Hamby. Yeah, if you're those are two that I really like. I would definitely side on that one. Give me Asia every slate. Pretty much. If people are going to give me sub 13K Asia Wilson, I'm going to have a hard time saying no. Best forward value, Kabaj, Carter or Howard, Ryan Howard. Crazy to say that. But I love that game environment for her. Griner, how many points projected? I have her projected for a little over 36 fantasy points. Full stack in the Sparks Mystic game. I mean, that's not a bad one to full stack. I like it. Thoughts on Aaliyah Edwards? I don't think I would go there. She was going to be the stone cold nuts if Austin was out, but just like her minutes just aren't the best right now. Like she's only playing like these 20-ish minutes a night. Where the hell is she at? She's only playing right at 20 minutes a night. And like she can still get there. She can get you 21 fantasy points. It's just she also has a lower floor. So I'd probably just go somewhere else. Someone that's starting, getting a little bit more consistent minutes would be where I would go. All right, we're going to have over 700 spots of overlay. That's just crazy. I wonder if there's overlay and everything else. I don't know if I can catch it quick enough. Not a lot of overlay in the other stuff, and it locked anyway. So tried catching that a little too late. All right, I'm ready to see some of this ownership since we got 3 of the 4 games locked. I figure on a 4-gamer, I think Asia Wilson's going to come in around like 35 to 40%. But she might come in a little lower. I really want to see this Phoenix Atlanta ownership. Like always, I'll tell you guys my lineups once we can look at this ownership. All right. Alicia Gray, 20%. Brittany Sykes, 50%. Dearica Hamby, 36%. Shakira Austin, 37%. Stephanie Talbot, 38%. And Ryan Howard, 28%. So that's one of my lineups. I played, I went back to the 2 main plays from Atlanta that I liked. I played the 2 main plays from Washington that I liked. And I played the 2 plays from the Sparks that I liked. And then my other lineup, I did play Asia Wilson, but I got Sophie Cunningham at 4%, Alicia Gray again, Oni Inwer at 16%, Shakira Austin 37%, and Brittany Sykes at 50%. Just same ownership as the other ones. Kabaj 4%. That's nice. Let's see here. Yep, real life people are going to fade Asia. I have 50%. I hope I'm overweight to the field. Kennedy 3%. That's solid. Showdown quarter night. Yeah, I'll drop it in the Discord. I haven't really had a chance to look too much at the showdown, but yeah, I'll post one in the Discord here in just a bit. Van Loo 2%. I think that's a good get because people were asleep at the wheel. Obviously, her price isn't the best, but I mean she's starting and she can make it rain at 3, so don't mind that. I love that ownership on Ron Howard. Love it. I use Underdog Wnba. I should have their notifications turned on Twitter. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't think I made a lineup on FanDuel. Oh shit. I have SWK. Oh my God. I just didn't even think about it. This is why I shouldn't even play on FanDuel. I didn't even think about it. Oh well, whatever. I donated $9, so someone else can win. AT 15%, that's very surprising. That tells me that late game is going to be pretty popular. Uru 14%. I figured she would get a little bit of ownership, but yeah, it is what it is. Like that's why I don't typically play too much on FanDuel. Like I usually always just throw like one lineup in. But anytime we have like later news and like I'm live, I always mess with Draftkings, and then like FanDuel gets kind of forgot about because not many people ask me FanDuel questions, so I don't even think about it. So it is what it is. Like maybe SWK will play decent off the bench and whatever, but yeah, that's what I get. Like I like FanDuel for like college football. I play it on both sites, but MMA, like stuff like that. But yeah, it is Scamdole. It is, but it's whatever. It's $9. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get started on so many lines for tomorrow, and then I'll get the YouTube video out. I don't know. I may record it at halftime of these early games, and try and get it out before the start for the late game. What time are our games tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow night. Yeah, 2-gamer. Yep, 2-gamer tomorrow night. So I'll get it out at a decent time tonight. That way we have all day tomorrow. You guys can watch it and whatever. But super close to 500 subscribers. Thank you to everybody hitting the like button on all the videos. Support's been crazy. Just insane. I appreciate all you guys, and good luck. Hope to see you at the top.